I'm Ivana Belamarić. I'm a psychologist from Zagreb, from Sirius Center for Psychological Counseling, Education and Research. I have been working here for 20 years. And it seems that although we have different names of presentations, but we talk about the same things. Krista and Helena, we are all talking about belonging and inclusion of young people and how it is connected with their mental health. And what can we do as youth workers and experts for young adults. I have to share my presentation, of course, with you. Okay, you can see it. Okay. At first, I would like to start with a simple question. Can a young person be included and still feel completely alone? At first, the answer may seem obvious. If a young person attends activities, participates in programs, spends time with peers, we tend to assume they are included, but in practice, we know that participation and inclusion are not always the same thing. A young person can be physically present and still feel invisible. They can attend every activity and still feel that they do not belong there. And this is where mental health and inclusion becomes deeply connected. When we talk about young people's mental health today, we often hear about increasing levels of anxiety, loneliness, stress, uncertainty about their future, emotional difficulties. Young people are growing up today in a world that is changing rapidly. They are facing academic pressures, social expectations, economic uncertainty, climate concerns, and constant influence of digital media. Many young people that are clients and participants of the project describe feeling overwhelmed, disconnected, unsure about their place in the world. But for young people with disabilities and accessibility needs, these challenges can be even bigger, even greater. Many of them face additional barriers that other young people may never have to think about. Some experience social isolation, so social exclusion. Some have fewer opportunities to participate in activities. Some have repeatedly been underestimated or excluded. Others have experienced bullying, stigma, environments that were simply not designed with their needs in mind. Over time, these experiences can affect their confidence, self-esteem, motivation, emotional well-being. And this is why accessibility is not only a practical issue, it is also a mental health issue. When we remove barriers, we are not only improving participation, we are also creating conditions that support well-being, confidence, autonomy, resilience. One thing I have learned through working with young people is that mental health challenges are not always visible, as Helena already said. Sometimes we imagine that the emotional difficulties will look dramatic or obvious, but often they do not. Sometimes young person who is struggling is the most quiet one in the group. The one who attends every session but never speaks, the one who sits at the edge of the group, the one who leaves immediately after the activity ends, the one who says everything is fine. Let me give you a simple example. Imagine a young person who regularly attends youth program. They arrive on time, they follow instructions, they never cause problems. They do not disrupt activities from the outside. Everything seems okay, successful. but they rarely interact with others. They avoid group discussions. They spend break alone. If we only measure attendance, we may conclude that inclusion has been achieved. But if we look more closely, we might ask a different question. Does this young person actually feel that they belong? Because belonging is one of the strongest protective factor for mental health. Research consistently shows that feeling connected, accepted, valued, respected contributes to emotional well-being. People need to feel that they matter, especially young people. In fact, during adolescence and young adulthood, belonging becomes especially important because identity is still developing. Young people are trying to understand who they are, where they fit, and whether they are accepted by others. This is why youth work can play such an important role. We all know that youth workers are not therapists. They are not expected to diagnose mental health conditions, but they can do something incredibly important. They can create environments where young people feel safe. They can create opportunities for connection. They can recognize trends rather than focusing only on difficulties and problems. They can help young people experience success, contribution, participation, and belonging. And often these experiences become powerful protective factors for mental health. Sometimes even small adjustments make a huge difference. Providing visual instructions, allowing additional processing time, offering different ways to participate, creating quieter spaces, checking in individually, supporting peer relationships, giving young people meaningful roles within the group. This is all the ways that youth worker can contribute. These adoptions are often viewed as accessibility measures, but they are also measures that support emotional well-being. Because when young people feel understood, they are more likely to participate. When they feel safe, they are more likely to connect. When they feel valued, they are more likely to develop confidence. And when they feel that they belong, they are more likely to thrive. This is one of the key messages that emerged through our project. Accessibility and mental health should not be viewed as separate topics. They are interconnected. Inclusive environments support mental health. And good mental health supports participation. One strengthens the other. As youth workers, educators, program managers, and the organization, we may not be able to remove every challenge young people face. But we can create spaces where they feel welcomed. We can create spaces where they are seen. We can create spaces where differences are respected rather than hidden. And perhaps most important thing, we can create spaces where young people experience belonging. I would therefore like to leave you with one final thought. The opposite of exclusion is not participation. The opposite of exclusion is not belonging. Because when young people feel that they truly belong, participation becomes meaningful, relationships become possible, confidence grows, and mental health can flourish. Thank you all very much for listening. I hope it was useful.
So as you could listen to the three presentations from the three partners or countries, you can notice that we have different backgrounds, each of us. And during our 3 years project together, working on like how to establish and run meaningful youth work for youngsters with additional needs. We wanted to base on these different knowledges and different professional background that the three partners have. And that's why we also wanted to give you a presentation from the different aspects from where we came into our work.